That's the impression I got, was that we were the first. We're the pioneers.
All right.
Are we? What are we doing for this for now? Are we like making a new road for them, or is this just failed experiment that's just going to be like back in the box?
Yeah, put it back in the box, please.
I must admit, it does introduce an extra pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the smiling factor, right?
What do you mean smiling factor? I'm always smiling.
Well, when you're on camera, yeah, you're always smiling too.
Yes.
You're always terrifying too.
Why? This is friendly smile. Where's my kitchen knife, by the way? That's gonna make my image much better, right? Just hold the kitchen knife with this face on.
You should. It's live streaming.
Oh yeah, it'd be like so much better.
Is there any topic anybody wants to talk about?
I mean, we're specifically talking about the live streaming services actually working for GFN, right?
Right.
So I was
within
thinking,
that idea.
I was thinking that maybe Peter can suggest like a new ideas while I'm just pointing out a bunch of cons and negative stuff about it.
Okay.
Oh, my ideas were formatting. You know, like this, similar to how you do radio format, where you just introduce yourself and etc. in the beginning when you turn on the switch, and then the other idea was the promotional aspect.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Advertising?
giveaway of something. Yeah, maybe advertising.
Alright, so introduce some special thing for the people watching.
Something like
some
that. A
giveaway
way to
for
get some feedback. You know, what is the point of this? Is promotional, but you know, you kind of have to do a test to see who's paying attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you pay, because you could do text to whatever. What's the GFN? They do a live thing where you can text and then answer the text.
Yeah.
Chatting on the live stream wasn't working that well because we couldn't see the screen. But I don't know.
So having a little screen
this
to
is
show who's viewing or who's typing like messages or stuff.
I think this is a pretty good topic to talk about. Good ideas.
Yeah, it's not fully formed.
Yeah, true
But
that.
that's okay.
They're half-baked
Yeah.
ideas.
No, I wasn't talking about your idea. I was talking about streaming service in general.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is half formed or
It's pretty
really, you know,
half-baked, yeah.
immaturely formed.
Because
I actually mentioned that.
they don't break in with commercials or anything.
Or
in live
openings.
streaming. It's not like a well-supported type of service, right? It's just like something they throw out there to be like,
And
just
like, we're here.
snag people back in, because a lot of people have like abandoned Facebook, I think, and they just want a way to be like, if we hit them with this live, you know, aspect, then people will join it just because it's different than the, you know, it's a special event.
Yeah. Alright.
Not doing very well. I moved into an apartment, and it's like I'm adjusting to apartment life.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay.
No, I was talking to Peter. I
Yeah,
know
you
you cannot really tell
It's
who am I
kind of
looking
face
at.
to me, but yeah.
I know, maybe I should just turn it like this. So you have seen my true face. Oh, time to go. Wait a second, no YouTube?
No, we're not doing YouTube anymore. Yes. Oh, wait, last time did we do YouTube?
No.
Welcome back. Now it's time for our part 2, where we'll be discussing media trends. Every week we talk about a different media trend, and as I informed you earlier, we'll have a live show with Talk and Talk. We've been in the studio, we have Tim and Peter. Dennis hopefully will be back next week. Hello guys, how you doing?
Hello. We're doing it. We're getting by.
Yeah, getting by.
It's a day.
Doesn't sound so positive.
Yeah, it's not. It's not positive.
Oh, come now, more lively. Hello, listener. If you're still using the Facebook, I wouldn't recommend you to do it, actually. Use the YouTube instead, because Facebook, you know, and privacy doesn't really go well together. But how are you doing? I feel like I'm drunk, and I'm pretty sure, and I'll show you I didn't drink anything in the morning.
Yeah, I would have joined you for sure.
Yeah, except maybe a shot of vodka, but that doesn't really count.
That's a bit early for me.
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
All right, so this time we're going to talk about what do you think about GFN's live streaming on YouTube?
Only on YouTube?
Well, we can talk about the Facebook one too.
Okay.
Yeah, so GFN has been live streaming since April, and Media Talk of the Media Talk segment of the Sunday Talk show started live streaming in September. So it's been about 3 months, and we've had 2 channels, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. I only joined the program a few weeks ago, so I wasn't here when it first started. It's a very new experience to me. I don't even really use Facebook. So
I wonder why.
Yeah. So what do you think about today's topic?
Let's go.
Well,
first.
I mean, normally I like talking about myself, but I hope to share in a more private environment. I'm not the type of person on social media that shares, everything personal about myself. But if I'm sitting in a room and I'm paying someone to keep it private, then I can talk all day.
So,
But yeah, this live streaming aspect gets a bit mysterious, right, folks? Because each week we come on, we do this, and we don't exactly know a whole lot about what's happening. The camera seems to go on without announcing itself. There's no light saying 3, 2, 1, you're on the air. For live streaming, it just sort of happens, and we don't get a chance to introduce ourselves. So if we have an audience, they're kind of watching a bit of confusion and stumbling about. So it's a messy way to do a streaming or whatever, a casting. There's lots of different names for what we're doing, I guess. But some formatting might be what I suggest to improve live streaming. I've watched a few live streams, and I think that's one characteristic that I notice right off the bat is that the beginning of the live stream is pretty awkward, and you might want to just go ahead and skip to the middle if you want to get any real content.
So maybe we could have like an introduction on the YouTube channel, and then bring the radio in partway through.
I see what you're saying. Because YouTube offers introductory videos in general that gives some information about what you are seeing on the channel, but live streams, the way they happen on Facebook, is you're almost watching it before you even know what button you pressed on your phone, because it sort of just makes an erratic appearance and says, watch this live event. And so you click on it because you see your friend's name associated with it, and then next thing you know, you're watching a scene in a studio of people looking around and not saying much or doing much. So I think that's my experience with live streaming. So I think the formatting might help. I have other ideas too, but we can talk about that later.
Well, I guess that is the thing about a live stream is you don't get to start at the beginning, right? When you join the channel, that's when you join.
Yes, but I think a lot of people, probably most of the audience, are watching the live stream after it's already completed.
Right, okay,
and
that's a good point.
It stays on for, I know, Facebook at least for an hour. And then probably with YouTube, it may stay on for even longer than that.
Oh yes, it stays way longer than that.
Yeah, the link is available, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, so it's a good idea. So maybe we could introduce ourselves first onto the live show, onto the live streaming show, and then when the radio is ready, we introduce that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, right. There's separate events happening simultaneously, so that's a little bit confusing for the audience. So that would be helpful if we introduce that concept as well, right? And say, hey, we're doing this special thing where we have to do a recording of a show, but this is live, sort of. Yeah. You might be watching this live.
Okay, so any more ideas?
Actually, I have some ideas. So I agree with having an openings and maybe some introduction of other characters is a good idea. But also maybe at the same time, so basically this is like a live streaming show, and we've been doing this for about months now.
Yeah, 3 months it's been going. For
Yes.
this. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure by now we have a, at least like a set of videos that are more than enough amount to actually set it as like a channel on YouTube channel list. Like separate in the category. It goes like GFN, weekly review, the live and streaming service in this channel. And maybe we can actually make a little video by, capturing all this funky little moment, one of the highlighted moments of the video. And maybe make a little introduction on a YouTube channel, like a little introduction video where they actually highlighted a bunch of the funny moments on the video, and this is what basically the channel is about. So when people are actually entering to YouTube and trying to figure out what the heck is this about, what is this streaming show about basically, because I have no idea. Some smiley guy appears and some old dude appears on the side of it and start talking about a bunch of random stuff.
Smiley
What is it
but
about?
scary guy.
Hey, I'm not scary. I'm
forget
friendly looking
scary.
guy. Look at this. I'm basically a mascot, right? So, how about that? A little introduction video on the channel so people can have like an idea about what this show is actually about.
And you'd put some highlight clips into them.
Yes, just to make it more entertaining, like a little advertising.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't seen the GFN YouTube channel, so they may already have some introductory videos on there. But maybe the question is, should we have our own
Yeah,
little
that's what I'm saying.
sub-channel?
So
Along with all-
each show could have their own channel.
I guess so, right? Like, how many shows are live streaming? I wasn't aware that there was more than just one or two doing it, and I wasn't even aware we started in April. I thought that we had started just in October myself.
Well, this show started.
Right,
This show started
right,
in September.
yeah.
Yeah, but other shows started in April.
Right.
I don't know the figure how many do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more than just us.
Right, lots of questions and not too many answers, but that's kind of how we roll around here.
Yeah.
And I did have another suggestion, maybe bring up some promotional
Oh.
ideas, giveaways, fun stuff, but I don't want to forget about the concept of a wrap-up. It's so, if you have a meeting after your show to see how it went and talk about how things could have been better or different, and I know that that's something we rarely do here because of time constraints, and but if we're introducing a new concept or a new practice with live streaming, that might be the only way to go, is to have some of those meetings, even if they're not in person. If we just have some kind of wrap up where we say, what happened today and what should happen next time, that could really do a lot, I think, to improve a show.
Well, we should always strive to improve, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
and I think, like you say, dialogue always helps with that. Helps people work out what's going wrong.
I'm
what
good
can
at
we do better.
dialogue.
Yeah.
That's one of my specialties.
Right.
All right, so let's take a break. We're going to listen to the song "Tequila Sunrise" by the Eagles.
What kind of song is that?
Wow. Let's do Tequila Sunrise.
Seriously, people now, they just come up with a ridiculous name just to get attention of the song, while the song is not that even good.
Well, the Eagles have long
Eagles,
since
yeah.
disbanded, but
Yeah, pretty old.
Oh.
that's one of the classic rock.
Ah.
Hotel
So-
California.
Oh,
Like-
those are the band?
Yeah.
Huh. No wonder they died. Okay, so,
They didn't die.
disbanded, same thing.
But they're still alive. You better watch out.
What am I gonna watch out for?
You
Those bands then doesn't exist anymore?
solo careers.
So I'm thinking maybe for this second half, we'll talk about why does GFN want us to be doing the live streaming? Like,
Mm.
what's the pros
I know.
for them?
Like what?
I
know,
never did
yeah.
get a clear answer on that.
Yeah.
Making a lot of assumptions.
Let's see. Well, that's okay. We make our assumptions. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do anyway.
Because I talked to Kayla about it, and I just put this down here.
Okay, let's keep talking about today's topic. Do you really think it's necessary or an effective way of promoting GFN? Do you have any ideas for promoting the live stream?
I think we already presented the ideas, having like a little wonderful opening and a little bit of a character introduction, making an introduction video on the YouTube channel, and also categorizing the videos, because when you enter the YouTube channel and the videos, it just goes like, oh, uploaded videos and that's it. It's kind of throw you out, right? When you're actually trying to watch some videos on YouTube. So maybe categorizing them to like this one is talking about weekly review, this one is from like a Hello Korea, or things like that. So
Right, so-
basically organization.
Some good titling to the song, to the clips, so we can, hook the listener in.
Yeah, maybe they can, edit some sort of like a little clip before the live streaming show about a little smiley guy entering the studio or something. Not me, by the way. I'm talking about art, like drawings, not actual person doing it and clipping into the video. Okay, so yeah, maybe something like
Well,
that.
I have a shout out or a call out to listeners. If you have a specialty, a special skill with social media, YouTube and Facebook, and you're able to, work those channels literally, and help us set it up, that'd be great. Because I'm not sure if is GFN going to hire someone specifically to do social media stuff, because that's kind of really where it comes into, is how much are you going to commit to this particular social media company, right? If you're setting up a YouTube channel, that takes up a lot of time and effort. If you want to make it professional, then you have to put some money into it.
Well, I think we are seeing that rise of the job, right? The social media expert.
Oh yeah,
for a
of
lot
course.
of companies, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to promote your whatever product, doesn't matter if it's a media company or if it's just a consumer product.
Yeah, and their job is just to run, the Twitter feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is there a Twitter feed for GFN?
No, there
I did
isn't,
not even know that. Okay.
Nah, not
This
yet.
is just other companies, yeah. So, do you think it's a good way for GFN to promote themselves? Live streaming?
What about I give a big man the first go this time?
Not sure what to say.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a good idea, but I feel like now that it's happening, I'm willing to commit some effort to improving it for sure.
I must admit, when I was told, when I was taking over the show from Kayla, when I was
Yeah.
told it was live streamed, I was apprehensive. But, it's not too bad. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no negative aspect to it,
Not really, is there?
In your-
No.
opinion. Okay.
Right.
Tim is the one who gets the negative. Not Tim. What's your name again?
It is.
Smiley.
Well, I'm wearing and donning this mask, not just because to entertain my, beautiful viewers who's watching out there. I don't know how many, by the way, like 40, 30, maybe 10, I don't know. So, actually, when I heard that we're gonna do the streaming service, I was like, oh, so this is how my social life ends, So, I was like, I had to protect myself.
You have a social life?
Wow! Thank you for a lot of assumptions here, Peter. Okay, so
Wow.
anyway, that's why I done the mask and everything. Not because, only I wanted to, make you guys happy or a little bit jolly or a little bit make this more awkward than it already is on the live streaming show. But on the other hand, I think streaming show actually has their own benefits, right? Because people, when they usually listen to the radio, well, the main reason radio is dying out is because nowadays people just like more visual stuff, right? Watching and actually happening right before their eyes, not only listening. So on that department, I'm pretty sure streaming service provide a lot of entertainment for them, right? They can actually watch their host that they've been only listening by the ears for maybe, I don't know, for like years or maybe decades. Now in actual on screen, a living person, not just someone who was impersonating their personality or persona on the radio, but actually as a living person who actually drinks and eats and then laugh and then smile on the screen. So I think that's like a benefit of it. Now, a little bit downside of this was I think like you said, Peter, maybe you could have done more professionally, That's the only part that I see as a downside of this, because when the quality of the video is not actually that good, even though despite of our best, intention of it to entertain our listeners, sometimes our listener can get a little bit disappointed. Just like when you go to the movie theater and you are expecting the movie to be really A-rated, but it actually turned out to be B-rated, that kind of feeling.
But, Tim, I think you brought up a good point. Nowadays, people do like to have a visual aspect to their media. And maybe this is a good way for GFN to get new listeners, is to introduce that visual part. I do like being able to see the face of the person I'm listening to.
The irony.
Well, I know I can't see your face, Tim, but I've got some of the time with some of the shows that GFN has that coming from Seoul, and I don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
Obviously I know everybody here at GFN, but I don't know the people up in Seoul.
And that's the way that radio personalities like it. I think that they
Yeah.
just don't like to show their faces generally, unless they're doing television as well. But I kind of feel like the opposite in the sense that there are a lot of beautiful things to see, and besides, us when we're talking, maybe we can find a way to actually slip in other images that are more interesting, that make it more appealing, right, to see. We're in beautiful Sedgwick Park, for instance. The fall colors are just beaming right now. So let's take our listeners on a tour and show them, what we're seeing. Even looking out the window, you can see a little bit of out there, but the light is too bright, I think. So listeners are not going to be able to.
Take them on a tour.
The viewers of the live
You
stream
want some
can't
green
see
screen on the
that.
background or something?
Green screen might be the way to go, but I think there's easier ways to do it. So we can just hold up photos too, I guess.
All right, so I think you've still got lots to say, but unfortunately we've run out of time.
Look at how time goes.
Yeah.
Oh, where's
So-
my watch?
So that was all for Talk and Talk in our segment with Tim and Peter, discussing the media trend of live streaming shows on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for coming in, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules.
You are so welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'll see you all next week. Hopefully Dennis will be able to join us.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Was I over to reacting? Maybe.
No, we did.
I was sure you didn't drink
We're
anything this
great.
morning,
We're
okay?
good, right?
We
Bye.